Thank you very much, Dr. Trehan. I was listening to your comments with great interest. And at the outset, I must express my gratitude to CII, the leadership of CII, Dr. Trehan himself personally, both for the commitment that he made just now, but more so for the fantastic work our frontline warriors, the doctors, the nurses, all our technical staff in the hospitals, the entire ecosystem has been doing since the last, I would say now 11 months. And truly a matter of great satisfaction and something this nation will never forget. Every single citizen will always owe this debt of gratitude to all our doctors, all our frontline corona warriors. We owe so much to all of you, Dr. Trehan, to all our colleagues in the health sector for all your tireless and selfless service. COVID has truly brought the world and humanity as one. The world today has come together to fight for a common cause. The divisions in society, the divisions in the world are truly getting nullified. And I think this common attempt to find a vaccine to make sure there is democratic distribution of the vaccine and it really reaches all the people of the country has really brought all of us, all of humanity together. And I'm sure we will overcome this crisis, this pandemic also, with the power of humanity. All of us working together as one, all of us working for a common purpose. This spirit will help us survive, adapt, and ultimately overcome the serious pandemic that the whole world is facing. In fact, if I may quote Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, manpower without unity is not a strength unless it is harmonized and united properly. Then it becomes a spiritual power. And I think Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was quite right, because a lot of people today are discovering spirituality also. A lot of people these days are realizing how important health is to all of us, how important it is, family bonding is, how important it is for us to work for the welfare of each other. And no better day than World Children's Day to have this Asia Health 2020 conference by CII. In fact, it was in 1959 that the UN declared today as the World Children's Day, essentially to protect the rights of our children. And I'm sure it is in that spirit that we are all working for a better tomorrow for our children, better future for the generations ahead of us. And together, we will ensure that our children get a better deal going forward. In fact, a lot of lessons have been learned during COVID. A lot of lessons have been unlearned during COVID also. And today, we realize the importance of personal hygiene, the importance of digital technologies, the importance of family value systems, the importance of the precautions that are necessary to maintain good health, and the importance of healthcare per se for all of humanity. The scope of the pandemic, the severity of the pandemic, the real scale at which we have to fight this pandemic has highlighted so many shortcomings that we had both as a nation and as a world, which were not being paid enough attention in the past. I think the pandemic has brought to the fore all of those issues which require urgent attention from all of us. And clearly, I see a different world post the pandemic, post proper vaccination and cure have been discovered. We'll have a different world ahead of us, and certainly India as a nation also will evolve into a new future, into a much better future for our children, for our countrymen. The Atmanirbhar Bharat has been one attempt of the government of India to not only bring self-reliance in the country, but also develop the confidence of all Indians as a nation. I'm sure we have all experienced the game-changing initiatives, the transformational change that the country is moving towards, both on the economic front, on several social fronts, and also shedding off some of the legacy problems that we as a country had. I'm sure engagements such as Asia Health 2020 will certainly help in germinating new ideas, coming up with new solutions to the manifold problems of the country. And as Doctor was just saying, will also help us develop proper last mile connectivity and delivery for the vaccine and cure as and when it comes and as and when it's available for all. In fact, we will truly have to work in a public-private partnership to make this vaccine available for all. It cannot be just left to the government or the private sector to engage and ensure the availability of proper healthcare to 1.3 billion Indians. And clearly, going forward, working together with like-minded and well-meaning institutions like the CII and other medical senior professionals will be the way forward to ensure the success of our battles that lie ahead of us. It cannot be the responsibility of just a few, but the duty of all of us working together, working as one, working for a better future for our families, for our country. And therefore, I believe such engagements will also help us in preparing for the post-pandemic world. India's startups also are coming up with excellent initiatives, excellent ideas, which will hold us in good stead to bring about cost-effective and innovative healthcare solutions as we go forward. In fact, ensuring that vaccines are available at an affordable price to one and all, including the less developed countries, including the poor, both in India and other parts of the world, is going to be a collective responsibility of all of us. And I have no doubt India will play an important role in ensuring cost-effective and innovative healthcare solutions for the future. In fact, traditional medicine is another area which is going to work as an immunity booster, which will help other parts of the world also ensure that our citizens, the world's citizens, build up immunity against such pandemics, against such disease, so that India becomes the innovator and the healthcare provider for the rest of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, very often small changes at each touch point can help us completely overhaul the entire system. We are working in government to bring about those changes, to ensure that the gaps in our healthcare delivery system are adequately addressed, filled up during this period. And I can assure you, neither has the Prime Minister nor the entire government machinery taken any day off or had any respite during the last 9 or 10 months since March while fighting this pandemic. Very often, some people try to argue the importance of the lockdown. Why did we have to go in for such a severe lockdown? What did the country gain? The economic cost of the lockdown. Let me assure each and every one of you that as in hindsight, it's very often possible to forget what the reality before the nation was in March when we went in for the lockdown. We should not forget the reality of India's preparedness to fight this pandemic. I remember having a conversation with Dr. Trehan in March when he shared with me his own insights. He was amongst the first doctors who was treating COVID patients at Medanta. He was amongst the first few who was developing the COVID protocols. And I remember him sharing with me that he had already used up some 4,000 or 6,000 personal protective equipment, treating a few patients. I don't know if you recall, Doctor, your conversation with me sometime in March, where you said each patient, you were requiring almost 6 PPE units in a day while handling the COVID patients. And the availability of PPEs was a serious concern at that point of time. Similarly, there were concerns around ventilators, around COVID care centers, around adequate understanding of the COVID protocols, about adequate ICU beds, possibilities of running out of medical oxygen, the awareness amongst the people for personal hygiene, social distancing, wearing masks at all times, the importance of test, trace and isolation that was used in the initial period to ensure that COVID doesn't spread through the length and breadth of the country. The learnings from the Spanish flu, which came through the docks. Those days, the ships used to bring passengers from out of the country, and how the trains helped spread the people all across the country and took Spanish flu through the length and breadth of the country. The inadequacy of our healthcare, particularly in our villages in the remote corners of the country. The inadequacy of testing facilities. In January, we had one testing facility in Pune doing 250 tests a day. In March, when we went into lockdown, we had only 4 testing facilities with a total capacity to do some 2,500 tests a day. India needed to ramp up testing facilities. India needed to become self-sufficient in production of masks, personal protective equipment, ventilators, ensure adequate availability of ICU beds, ensure adequate understanding of COVID protocols and the treatment around COVID, ensure that there was adequate awareness amongst the people of India in its fight against COVID. All of this needed time, needed sensitivity around the country, needed a common understanding, bringing people, 1.3 billion people together to fight against this pandemic as one. And to my mind, the lockdown that India strictly enforced has been well recognized globally as a role model which has helped India record such wonderful recovery rates. I think it's over 92.5% recovery rates, ensure mortality at very low levels, ensure that the pandemic does not spread into the length and breadth of the country, reach the villages to the extent it could have if we had not sensitized the nation and implemented the strict lockdown. I think history will remember India's contribution in this fight against pandemic, and as the World Health Organization also has often said, the lockdown in India truly helped India prepare itself for the pandemic and ensure that India and Indians come out of this pandemic relatively better off than many other developed countries, many other more prosperous parts of the world. Looking at what we read in the papers, hearing senior doctors like Dr. Trehan, I think we are close to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We are hearing of some good progress being made on the vaccine. We are hearing about some good results from different parts of the world. And I do hope the world will see some successful vaccines coming into play. Our own homegrown vaccine also is progressing at a rapid speed. I do hope we can see some good progress in India also. And I hope the phase 3 trials in collaboration with ICMR and the National Institute of Virology in India give us some good results. But as the Honorable Prime Minister says, till the time we are able to develop a vaccine, we absolutely cannot be complacent about the pandemic. In India, while working on different initiatives to develop a vaccine and putting in our best effort to have an indigenous vaccine, as is the rest of the world, India will have to ensure we continue to sensitize our people to be conscious about social distancing, about personal hygiene, about the care that we need to take, and ensure that we continuously improve and increase our testing and isolation protocols so that the spread of the pandemic can be curtailed. I'm sitting in Mumbai now, which is just a shade better than Delhi right now. But I think all of us will have to collectively work towards a safer tomorrow for our children. In fact, I see Dr. Sunita Reddy also on the panel before me. All the hospitals, all our doctors, all our corona warriors really deserve the highest accolades that we as a nation can offer them. Of course, we've lost a lot of good lives, a lot of valuable lives of our corona warriors. We pay homage to them, but at the same time, I'm sure their sacrifice will not go in vain. This is a situation which was not to anybody's liking, not caused by any of us, any human failure, but I do hope human beings will be able to overcome this crisis just as we have overcome many, many other crises in the past. My best wishes to all my colleagues on the Asia Health 2020 conference today. I am confident that under your leadership, Dr. Trehan, Dr. Reddy, and all the other senior colleagues in this call, we will be successful in our fight against the pandemic and will be able to get a better health sector, prepare ourselves for a better health sector in the future. My best wishes to CII and to all of you. Thank you.